Alright, YouTube. Today's Wednesday. I believe the 23rd or the 24th, something like that. It's hard to keep track when you're retired. Garden, there's a few more tomatoes left in it. Not many. We've got a few peppers left. The jalapenos are about done. Weeds are taking over because we haven't been working in it. We've got pretty much all our canning done. We got a few people that want a few more tomatoes, and that's about it. That garden there is going to get all tilled up here shortly. I'm working on the septic now. I had some problems with getting my gravel. Remember I had the hole dug for the septic? Well, we had a rainstorm, and we lost, I don't know, half the hole, I suppose. And it was all full of water. I mean, I had like 8 or 9 foot of water, but in the hole. So I had to pump that out, and got the gravel on Sunday. And like I say, Monday I pumped it out, and then Tuesday I put the tank in. And today I'm going to work on getting the standpipe, which goes on top of that hole there, and it brings it up to the level of the ground so I can pump it out and I don't have to dig for the top of the septic tank. I have to seal that other one so it doesn't, if I don't put a seal on it, the roots will grow into it and it'll screw up my septic tank. I've got the drain tile started. I got to buy a couple of boots to connect that up with. I'll do that this afternoon. But the riser that goes on top of this tank is about $300. And I ain't going to do that. So a buddy of mine says, well, just get some tile and put on it. Well, you remember the guy that I told you about that I traded the barter system with him on this to get to use this? Well, he just so happened to have, I'm going to have to walk over here and you're going to have to bear with me when I jump over the ditch here. He has a piece of tile that pretty good sized. You can see it in the back end of my truck if my light adjusts there. Yeah. Anyway, he's got a piece of tile. Alright. Now, it isn't quite the right size, but yet it is. Now let me explain. Alright. This piece here is just like the one that's on the tank over there. Alright. That seals that up. But it has a lip on it. And that lip is the same size as what this diameter hole is. So it fits right on there just nice and snug. And I can screw, I'll put a gasket on there or put something on there to seal this. But I'll screw this on there and I'll put it on upside down and I'll screw this onto the plastic with a seal on the bottom side. Because there's enough room around this to get that onto that tank, and I can screw it on there. There's 2 of the holes right there. One there and one there. I'll have to put 2 more in it. No, they're there. One there and one there. But I got to put a gasket around the top part of it. Well, all the way around it. And that'll be my standpipe. I got to figure out a way to get a cap on it, but I'll get a cap on it. To be able to pump it out, I got to cut part of this out, and so I can get a tank, or so the guy that does the septic tank work can get a hose down through this. So this will have a hole in it about a 5-inch or a 4-inch. I don't know what size their suction thing is, but I'll make sure I get the right size hole in there. So I'm going to cut a hole out of this in the center, and then this is going to sit on top of my tank at this edge, and then this will stick up above the ground wherever I got to have it. I'll probably make it flush, or maybe one of these rings high, and that'll be my septic tank riser. Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than $300 or $250, depending on. I mean, they had different varieties of it, but for this size, it was $300 and some with a lid. So this is a lot cheaper. Oh, you got to be thinking above the box. I got the roof tore off. I got to get that all hauled out. Like I say, we had 3 days of rain, and I mean, it was flash floods. It was terrible. Like I say, that hole was 9 foot deep full of water, and it was clear up to the tile, where the tile's going to run. Matter of fact, it was running out the bottom side of it, and I had water going into the drain field. That's that section right there where that piece of drain tile is. Anyway, that was all underwater. Or well, it was running down there, but the tank was almost up to the top of the pipes. So that was bad. Like I say, it took me a couple days to get everything taken care of. And then I fell out of the tractor that I built, or the buggy, whatever you want to call it. I fell out of that and hurt my back, so that put me down for a day. But it was muddy anyway, so that was on Monday I done that. The cannon, we're pretty much done with the cannon. We've done some more sauce. That's done. As far as our solar, I haven't done anything with that. Can't afford it. I spent it all on the biggest share of it on the well, what do you want to call it, the septic system. But well, I'm getting it. Once I get started on it and get everything all done, I hope to have it all off grid. It's expensive, but in the end, it is super nice to have the ability not to have to worry about the electricity. Our electricity goes off here quite frequently, and I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's a pain in the butt. But anyway, the cook stove, we used that quite a bit. I wanted to talk to you about heart disease. I had a person ask me about what I actually had, and I have heart failure, congestive heart failure, CHF or something, I don't know what it is. I have went through, I've had stents put in, I had them cut out, and I had quadruple bypass, and then I had to go back in and have stents put in. This started in 2003. I was 48 years old when this started. My lifestyle has changed completely. I used to drive truck over the road. The diet that you get from the truck stops and the fast food, the worst thing that doctors told me is the salt. So I eliminated salt out of my diet, which is kind of hard to do when you're driving truck, because I went back to work after I had the surgery. And I done it up until about 6 years ago, and I think it was 6 years ago I quit. And when I had my heart attack and I had the quadruple bypass, the doctor told me to get disability, to file for disability. Well, I felt good, and I went back to work, and I had to have, 3 years later, I had to have another stent put in. And then it just kept going from there. I've had stents put in, and I've even had my stents cleaned out. I've had another stent put inside a stent. What I have is I formed scar tissue, and the veins that they took out of my leg for my bypass surgery have all grown shut. So I don't have arteries feeding my heart. Them are all blocked shut. I have spider veins on the outside of the heart. And I had somebody ask me, he says, well, you said you had your injection fraction was 25. They didn't know what that was. Injection fraction is how hard your heart beats. Normal 65, right around there, is a normal heart. And what that means is your heart contracts like this. And you get 65% of the use. It's never 100%. Well, that 65% is pretty good. Normal, right in that area. I have 25, so what my heart's doing is just going like this. So I have medicine that I take, Topro XL, I have a water pill, I retain water, and to get rid of it they give me a pill, and I pee a lot. That gets rid of it. I don't have a lot of people that have heart conditions like I have problems with their legs swelling up and their feet swelling up. I don't have that yet. It'll be next. But the biggest thing that I think is keeping me going with the 25%, all the doctors say that at 25% I should be laying up in bed with an extra pillow or two. I don't have that. Some people sleep in their recliner because when you lay down, it puts pressure on the heart. I don't know what it causes it because I've never asked the doctors that, but I guess it's because it builds pressure up into your heart, and you have to sit up. I know from my experience when I've had heart attacks, and I've had helicopter rides and Lifeline. I have flatlined and been brought back 3 times. It's just something I have to live with. I'm getting, after all these years, I know the feelings that I get, and I have to stop and take a break. That's why it's taken me so long to get done what I want to get done. I so much wanted to move into the A-frame, but there's too much work for me to do by myself, and I'm by myself. And I just decided to come back up to the trailer because it's more livable, let's put it that way. The sidewalls aren't falling down, there's no mold or mildew up here. It doesn't look very good on the outside, but by the time I get done with it, it'll be alright. I'm going to have some help to do the siding and stuff. My brother and my son's going to help me do that, and the roof. That'll be later on down the road. But all the stuff I've been doing myself, even with the condition that I've got. And the doctors all told me, he says, don't change what you're doing. You look healthy. And I can't get a job because the first thing they ask you, well, you're on disability. What's your disability? And I says, I have congestive heart failure. Well, nobody's going to do that. I mean, I could keel over any time. And like I say, I have to pace myself. It's hard to explain. I'm hoping I'm explaining it as good as I can. I have to watch what I eat. I change my diet completely. I eat a lot of chicken and fish. I have to, no fried foods. Bake, boil, broil, or steam all my foods. No salt. I quit drinking, smoking. I gave up a lot of things that I had before that I kind of miss, but after they're gone, I can live without it. I just deal with it. I don't let it get me down. I still cut wood. As you can see, I still have my cook stove. I heat the house with wood. If for some odd reason I can't get out, I've got LP gas for backup. Which that works good. We've had to go without a couple times when I was in the hospital, and it keeps everything in the house from freezing. My water system, I'm working on that after I get done with my septic tank. That's going to be my next project, is my water. My well, as you know, that didn't work. My drilling rig broke. But that'll be next year's project, and then I'll haul water again this year. I did it for 2 years anyway, so a lot of people think I live out of the box, I guess you call it. People wouldn't live like I do. I like it. I like my lifestyle. It keeps me active. I wouldn't change it for the world. The only thing I wished I could change is my health, but I can't do that, so I have to deal with it. And God willing, I'll be here for another 5 years or 10 years, I hope. So we'll see what happens down the road. Until then, I'm going to keep working on the A-frame. The A-frame's not going to happen. I'm going to keep working on the trailer, and I'm going to do like I was with the A-frame and go off-grid, only it's going to be up here in the trailer. Talk to you later, YouTube. If you got any questions, ask me. I'll answer them in the comment section. And please subscribe. Enjoy. See ya.